If you are an adult and you have kids who are over 18 that are not politically active, I want you to sit them down, show them this video, talk to them about it, because it is important more than it has ever been in our lifetimes to become politically active. I see a lot of people thinking that they can just bury their heads in the sand and this will all go away. I want you to think for a minute about who we have as a president. A few months ago, he had Netanyahu in his office and they were talking about what they wanted to do. And they said they wanted to get rid of the 2.2 million Palestinians in Gaza so they could build condos for world people. Trump meant wealthy people, his friends. Since that time, they have killed over 350,000 of them to 450,000, depending on which numbers you believe, and they are starving to death, the rest of them. 900,000 of those 2.2 million people are children. They're all non-combatants. That's who we have as a president of the United States right now. Netanyahu is a modern-day Hitler. I'm not exaggerating that. That's what's happening. Friday night, Trump signed an executive order giving mayors and governors instructions and the rights to clear the streets of America from homeless people. Now, where do you think they're going to send all the homeless people? In his big, beautiful bill, tens of billions of dollars were allocated to build, they call them detention centers. Alligator Alcatraz. There's one in Pahrump, which is west of where I live in Las Vegas. They're concentration camps and they're building them all over the country. He sent 288 people without due process to CCOT. It's a death sentence to be sent there. They've got 80 people in a cage. This is who our president is. If you had to guess, I'm going to guess he's going to send all the homeless people to the concentration camps and let them die, starve them to death. I know that sounds radical to a lot of people. Why else do you think they're building it? I was at the grocery store last night and I noticed that honey went up $2. And there's this Mexican guy that works there that I know well. And I told him, I said, I just went and looked at the honey. It's up $2 and the bigger one is up $4 in one day. He said, go look at apples. He said, they've doubled the price of those. They were $4.99, they're now $8.99 in one day. They're stealing all the money. Why I bring that up? Last year was the largest IPO in the world of the time. It was called Lineage. It's L-I-N-E. Our Congress has allowed one company that is a nominee for Blackstone, because the CEO worked for Blackstone for 10 years prior to it, and they own a large trucking called Lineage Transport with inside Lineage. Lineage owns all of the refrigerated warehouses in Europe, the United States and Canada and Australia, except for Walmart, which I believe they have their own warehouse system. Listen to what I just said. All of the refrigerated food warehouses, everything that goes in a refrigerator in a grocery store, one company owns that's a nominee for Blackstone. How did our Congress allow one company to control the refrigerated food supply of the United States? Microsoft, Meta, they're firing people left and right. This book, it's called Wall Street's War in America and its Attack on Affordable Housing. This book explains better than anything I've ever read what Wall Street has done to housing. If you want to win a war the fastest way, cut off the supply lines of the enemy. If they can't get food, within a week they're done. You just won the war. A week without water, they're done. A week without food and they're so weak you can just run them over. One company owns all the refrigerated food in the United States. Yesterday, they announced Union Pacific is going to buy Norfolk Southern. For the first time, the railroad barons didn't do this. One company will own from coast to coast rail. Put the dots together. They're starving these people to death. Homelessness went up because Wall Street has bought up all of our homes. And Wall Street is lying about how many homes they own. In the first quarter, 27% of all homes purchased were purchased by investors. 265,000 homes at $485,000 median price. That's $128 billion. Blackstone, BlackRock, and their cartel are the ones that bought them. These guys have been buying homes since 2010, 2012. They own millions more than they're saying. All the people on TV saying they'll buy your home for cash. They're funded by this buying cartel. In the past year and a half, they have bribed someone at both Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. You and I are supposed to be able to go to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's websites, and if somebody has a non-performing loan, they call them NPLs. You and I should be able to bid on those to be able to buy that house. But they're now bundling those. They have been bundling them for over a year and a half. I'm sure they bought over 2 million homes in these bundled deals that should be going into foreclosure, which would lower the housing prices. But it's not, because they own them all. They've raised rents. Homelessness went up 18% nationally last year. December, they reported. Here in Las Vegas, it went up over 56%. I watched a video this morning on Albuquerque. It went up over 80%. And now Trump's going to clear out all of the homeless people. There's a war being waged, but there's also a way you can do something about it. When the Mexican guy that works at the grocery store last night told me about the apples, I pulled a bill out on my phone to show him, and I'll put it up on this one. I'll edit it. This is House Bill HR, House of Representatives, 1745. Remember it. Never in the history of the United States has everyone in the United States picked up the phone and called their 2 senators and their rep. Call your 2 senators, call their offices. Just go to phone numbers for Congress, and you'll see the Senate and the House numbers. Call your rep in your office, and you tell them you want them to sponsor and do everything they can to pass this bill. HR 1745, because it will force Wall Street to sell all of the homes they have by restructuring the tax code. They'll be fined so much that they'll have to sell them. It will get Wall Street out of our housing. If we don't do this, they own so many of them now, they're the king. They own everything. BlackRock has close to 14 trillion in assets. Blackstone's over $1 trillion, and they're all working together. This isn't maybe going to happen, it's happened, but you can change it. A woman last night, I was telling her about it at the grocery store, and she said, "Oh, we're just little people." I said, "You're not little. If you will pick up and you call your 2 senators and your House of Representatives, your rep, and you tell them you want them on this bill, or you will do everything you can to make sure they don't get elected in the next election. And then go get 5 family members. If you've got kids that are 18, get them to call. 5 people, family members, friends, show them this is serious stuff. It's not maybe going to happen, it's happened. This bill, if it's passed, would get Wall Street out of our housing. You're not little people. You can make a difference. You call first. There's 350 million Americans. There's about 2,000 of these assholes doing this. It's the 5 big banks. It's the members of Congress. They're trying to take it all over and turn America into the Hunger Games so they can live like billionaires, like the kings in his court. And the rest of us are going to be his slaves if we let them get away with it. That's not the world I want for my kids or your kids. These are evil people. They are murderers. If you can kill 2.2 million people because they have brown skin and they're poor, and you want to steal their land, how much worse can you get? Now we're going to round up the homeless people. Why are they building the concentration camps? This isn't a movie. This is real life. If you agree with this, share this. Like this video wherever you see it, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram. And share it with your kids. Share it with your friends. Tell them to go read that book if they don't understand what's going on. It explains how Wall Street has bought the homes and how they're manipulating them up. And go call your reps. Commit right here. You will call them. 2 senators and your House rep. It's only 3 people. And tell them to pass H.R. 1745. Tell 5 more people to do it. Please make this commitment now. You can make a difference. And we need to vote everyone in Congress now, out of Congress come the next election. Or there's no way this is going to end up without getting bloody and violent if we expect to get the freedoms back. And they're doing everything they can to take them.